Welcome back, guys. Here we go. We're about to start something that I thought would never get here. We've been out of school since mid-March. It was right before my birthday. We went out, and it has been, goodness, March to April, April to May, May to June, June to July, 4 months, almost four months and some change when I'm making this. I'm making this video actually about 2 weeks before school starts. It's been tough. I'm not even gonna lie. I love classroom. I love interacting with you guys on a one-to-one basis. I don't like teaching from home. So this has been a miserable 4.5 months for me, and I'm telling you right now, I'm making this video because I'm excited about being back with you, and I want you guys to, maybe take a little bit of my excitement with you, because I know some of you are excited too. I know some of you are ready to be back. You're ready to see your teachers. You're ready to be in classrooms. You're ready to be away from your house for a little while, probably. I also know some of you are not as excited. Some of you are having your typical back-to-school blues. Some of you, it's more of a fear of the unknown as we're still dealing with, who knows what this virus is about. So there's a lot of fear. There's also a lot of excitement. So I want to make sure that to kind of welcome you back. Now, my goal right now is that you get this video a few days before school starts. A lot of that's going to depend on how my roster sets up and if I'm able to email you guys. But hopefully that'll be the case. If not, it'll be in your OneNote with your syllabus so you can kind of, still look over it. But really, I just want to kind of reassure you guys that we've been putting in the work, we've been putting in the effort, and get for you to be back in our room. And man, I am thrilled. I've been up here at the school day after day after day, redesigning my room to make it safer for you guys, as well as redesigning my curriculum to make use of things like technology so that I can, be a better teacher to the kids here, but also for those of you who are having to do this from home or who may have to go home. I want you to know that you're not being forgotten and that we're going to take care of you too. So before I start talking about this next year and what's coming up, I wanted to take a chance to talk a little bit about last year. There were 3 things that I picked up out of my time, my fourth quarter without you guys, that I think are important to discuss. These are 3 positives. Now, I have a negative too, and the negative is the one, to be honest, I really want to hit. But let's talk about the 3 positives first, okay? First one was technology. I learned that this is not, and I wasn't scared of technology before, but I hadn't found ways to really implement it in my class because I figured it was going to be too much work. And I'm going to be honest with you, it was a lot of work. Just to put together YouTube videos, I crashed my data cap month after month after month because of uploading videos, and it was really difficult to learn how to do that right. I'd be in 25 minutes into a 30-minute video and realize I made a mistake, and I just would have to roll with it. And I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I don't like that. I mean, I've reshot this video about 8 times now, and this isn't even that big of a deal. But I learned how great technology truly could be and how awesome some of this actually is. Yes, it's kind of expensive, and I spent a lot of my own money to get this up and running, but I'm excited about it, and I think it's going to be great for those of you who stay home and those of you who are going to be here. The second thing I learned is that when I adjust your time frame, which I've never been the teacher who's like, homework is given out today, it's due tomorrow. Not that there's anything wrong with that kind of teaching. Some classes that's necessary, but mine's always been a little bit more of giving you a couple of days. But one of the things I learned, and this kind of goes into the third one too, when I was consistent about giving you like a week to do the work, those of you who are like really wanting to get it done could front load and get it finished. Some of you would wait until the night before. Some of you are just procrastinators. Some of my procrastinators turned in good work, by the way. Some of you didn't, but some of you did. But when you were given a time frame that fit you better and fit your busy lives better, you tended to turn in better work. All right, and a lot of some of my students who were good but not upper level students turned in some amazing stuff. And yes, I could easily blame it on they were cheating or something like that, but I don't believe that was the case. I believe that being able to work on your own time frame and your own schedule is important. So we're going to try to make that part of this year's class. The other thing that I noticed, and I kind of referenced it a minute ago, was when I was consistent with things like deadlines, you guys, almost all of you, rose to the occasion. So when I gave you Sunday at midnight for all assignments, you had them on Monday, and you had an entire week to do it. And with the exception of 1 or 2 kids in a class, I would get almost 100% participation of stuff being turned in. And the great thing was it was turned in early a lot throughout the week, and I was able to actually get some of the grading out of the way, and I wasn't stuck with all of a sudden, bang, 100 things to grade. So I loved that. So those are things that I want to add in. More technology, giving you longer to work on fewer exercises, and as well as being a little bit more consistent. We're going to have a certain day. It's not going to be Sunday at midnight, but we've got a day that all of my work is due. I believe I set it for Tuesdays at midnight. So you'll have all of that time to finish work and get it to me, all right? So it's great being an English teacher, not a math teacher, because math teachers can't do that. Math teachers have to have it due the next day because you can't go on to the next step until you've mastered this one. But we don't have to worry about that, thank God. Now, let's real quick talk about the negative, though. The big negative that I saw was that a lot of you are under the impression that motivation is a thing that you have to have it, like it has to spring on you. You know, you're like, well, I just couldn't get my work done because I wasn't motivated. I heard that from so many kids. So those of you watching this, like he's talking about me, trust me, it was more than 20 kids told me that. All right. Here's the thing I want to stress with you: you manufacture your own motivation. Okay. If you know something has to be done, you get it done, even if you don't want to do it. All right. You can't just sit and wait for the mood to strike you. You're never going to be in the mood to write an essay. Okay. Except for the 4 or 5 of you that actually enjoy writing. All right, you've got to do this on your own, and you've got to realize that this is discipline. Okay, motivation is not what you think it is. So this year we're going to work on that a lot. It's going to be one of our big phrases we use a lot, that we have to manufacture our own motivation. So you know what your goals are, and that's how you motivate yourself. So those of you who want to have an A in the class, you know to get an A, here's the things I have to do, and you can convince yourself that I need to stop playing video games, or I need to stop watching Netflix, or I need to stop doing whatever your hobbies are and focus on this. So we're going to do that. But that's enough. I've wandered enough about last year. We're going to talk about this year. So this year coming up, I'm very excited because ever since I've started teaching here, I've wanted to be able to have you guys back to back in a year. It's always a little awkward to go from one teacher to the next, back to the old teacher, then back to the old teacher. It's really uncomfortable, especially when the teachers are very different. So I'm thrilled that I'm going to be able to have you guys as juniors, which is my first year of teaching juniors here. Now, I taught juniors in public school, but so I've taught the course before. So I've got you guys as juniors, and then I get to turn around and have you as seniors again, and that's really exciting to me. So I'm thrilled about the new courses. I enjoy American literature. I enjoy the history that goes with it so that I can really do a lot with it. And I'm also, of course, always still excited about seniors. I love being, the teacher, the English teacher anyway, that you end your career with and getting to see you, set you up for that next step. So I'm thrilled about that. I do know that this year is going to be different. All right. It's not going to be typical Cottage Hill stuff. Some of that's going to be good. There's going to be a lot of changes. Some of them are actually going to be changes that live on past the coronavirus, I think. I know that this technology use in recording classes is going to be one, but I also think some of our other rules are going to, maybe adjust a little bit to fit what works for you guys better. And it's going to look weird, guys, and you're going to find out more about this as the year starts, so I don't want to talk about it before I should. But some of it's going to look really stupid. Some of it's going to seem like it's pointless. I want you to know that everything we're doing is to keep you safe and to keep this school open and to keep you learning here where you can learn better and not at home where you struggle, a lot of you, all right? So it's going to be different, but it's also going to be a blessing. It's going to provide more opportunities for us to have a little more relaxed classes, to be honest with you, because we just can't be as focused on some of the smaller, more minute rules. We can focus on bigger things, and we just focus on, all right, here are the main things I want to teach you. Let's make sure we get these out of the way, and then we can, spend more time on, I'm here to build critical thinking, so we're going to be able to have more discussion. We're going to be able to have more open-ended stuff, and we're going to be able to, get to know each other a little bit better. And we're going to, especially in the 11th grade, I'm going to teach you a lot about proper argumentation. This is a book we're going to be using. I know the light's bad, but for my AP 11th grade, at least, we're going to use this. And it's going to talk a lot about how to argue with the right heart, and we're going to do a lot of that. So this is going to give us an opportunity to really focus on that. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for some really good memories to be made this year and things we can look back on and kind of laugh about. So I'm really excited about that. So, before I close this up, I just want to point out that this stuff we're going through this year, it's difficult, but it's temporary, okay? Seniors, it's going to be a weird final year, and I hate that for you. Hopefully you won't end up where last year did, where they missed part of their senior year. Hopefully you'll be able to, walk across that stage as a group, as a class, and we'll be able to have that moment. Juniors, hopefully this will be a blip, and next year, things can go back to a little bit more normal. But the fact is no matter what, these difficulties are, God puts them in our path so that we can learn to excel as people and as Christians as well. So we're going to have an opportunity here to make the most of this. And I ask that that's what you do. Be patient with your teachers. Be patient with your administration. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with your parents. It's going to be a weird year for everyone involved, but I'm telling you, we will get out of it what we decide we want to, all right? So anyway, I love you guys. I'm thrilled to be back in this room, and I can't wait to see you again very soon after well, when you see this video, hopefully within a few days. So another video coming here in about a minute about the classroom itself and the changes in it. So I hope to see you guys soon. I hope you have a great remainder of your time away from school, and that you come in refreshed and ready to go.